Hey everyone. Wait, I need to put my glasses on.
Look at you, reporter.
No, I just
Reporting live.
read without them. Hey everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of The Checkup. Today, my guest is my friend Mvu. Mvu Zamin, how you doing?
I'm good.
Haven't seen Mvu for a while. It's been a really long time. It's going to be Mvu. General is also joining us from behind the light.
Yeah.
General,
I'm right here.
Yes, he's in the void somewhere, just chilling in the void. But
I'm
thanks,
out here,
General,
holding
for...
it down.
Yeah, it's quite late. I'm sorry, General.
Hey, I'm used to this, bro.
Yeah, I called him during his podcast also, so that's gonna pop up. So I apologize for
Yeah,
that.
so don't be surprised when you get a call.
Yeah, I'm expecting the call. That's why my phone is on flight mode, bruh. I'm expecting it. It's on flight mode. But anyway, before I can get into any of this, gotta ask my co-host for the day how they're doing. Mvu, how have you been?
I've been well, man.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I actually rehearsed how I respond to this in my head.
Yeah.
No, I've been
Which
well.
is a bad omen. You can't rehearse how you respond to how you've been.
Yeah, I guess.
Gotta be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
So honestly speaking, I've been good. It's been a challenging year.
Mhm.
Well, it's been a challenging year for everyone I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been, for the most part, I could say I'm blessed. I don't struggle for anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't lie. It would be really nice for some opportunities to start
Yeah.
showing up. But
Yeah.
I mean, we wait.
As if there were many opportunities before COVID, right? Like,
It just creates that. It's kind of like if you stayed alone,
yeah,
you'd clean your apartment.
yes.
But if your parents came around, would you clean it? Oh, when they ask you to clean it, it's like,
Yeah, now it's like,
Right. Exactly.
fine,
Same.
mom, I'm clean again, fine,
You know,
whatever. Then you
end
got
up
your own
not
schedule and
wanting
way
to
of
do
doing
it.
things. Yeah,
Exactly.
100%. General, how are you doing, man? I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but you got a mic.
Hey, bro. I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed our stink last week. It was fun. I really had fun. Hoping to have fun with Mvu. Just glad to be back again. No one asked me because no one gives a damn. So I'll just say it. I'm fine.
Yeah, I don't care about you either.
But someone comment and say you care about me. Say I care about Pendo in the comment section. Oh yeah. Oh, before I start, please make sure that you comment on the conversation. Take part in this conversation. Like and subscribe. We want to grow this channel. We want to expand it. It'd really help us quite a lot if you guys did that. I want to give a 30 seconds break to let you guys do it, but I might do that next week, not right now. But subscribe. We're waiting for you. Actually, you know what? At least 10 seconds. Silence.
Do the right thing.
We're just gonna sit in silence for 10 seconds
Hit
while
that like
while
button.
you subscribe. Just
Yeah. We're really having a moment of liking. That's what it is.
you should have done it by now. Anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna start the podcast now. So, a couple of things to talk about. Week was a bit crazy. It was a bit busy
What?
as usual. First thing that happened was Black Friday. I don't know if anyone noticed. What did you guys buy? Did you guys PS4, PS5?
We broke, nigga. We broke.
Look,
we
but that's what
broke.
Black Friday is for. It's for broke niggas to be I
To
feel
be
like they can
ballin'.
spend some stuff.
To spend money that they don't have.
I feel
Yeah.
like everybody just hit bars and taverns on Black Friday.
Yeah, right. Does alcohol go on low prices on Black Friday?
In bulk, probably.
I don't want to expose dudes.
So
like,
unfortunate that none of us drink here.
yeah, I was gonna say. I don't
I'm
wanna
speaking for
expose 'cause-
myself.
Yeah, no, I also
no,
don't. drink.
I just heard someone talk about it.
Yeah,
among
what is
me.
alcohol even?
Yeah,
Alcohol?
I don't know.
What's alcohol?
It's something that has a hull in it.
Yeah, and then it's gonna alcohol at the beginning.
I don't know.
No, I have no idea what that stuff
I
is.
have
I know
no
everything else was. I love how.
Is it alkaline or is it?
I think
Yeah.
it's
Is it
like-
even? Is it drinkable? Is it poison? Are we talking about poison right now?
Could
We're talking
be.
about poison.
Is it something that can kill you?
Yeah, definitely.
I think
Well,
so.
okay, if we're being honest, it can definitely kill you. All jokes aside, it's a big problem.
Yeah.
But what I love is every year Black Friday comes through, PlayStation like fails at doing Black Friday properly, like every year. Like PS4 is always like $5,000, and
No,
then
but
when it's Black Friday, it's like 49995. It's like 5 cents. What the hell is this? They never.
But how do they
Play
sell?
ball.
But how do they sell a 10,000 rand product? How do you Black Friday 10,000 rand
By hitting
for
it
a gaming console?
how Xbox does it
It
all the
just came
time.
out.
But Xbox does it all the
Because
time.
Xbox is trying to steal their customers.
Yeah, I know,
There's
but
a
like,
difference.
okay, fine. Let's do it this way. PlayStation, I'm not saying don't spend money. I'm not saying drop your prices, but don't take part in Black Friday. Then don't do it. Then just be expensive. We'll ignore you today. But I'm tired of seeing PlayStation Black Friday sale, 10,000 rand plus a kidney. It's like I can't afford
No,
this.
one thing I've actually realized about
It's too
gaming
expensive.
consoles are now on the same level as like your Louis Vuitton bags. Like that's the new flex.
Yeah,
You know how like girls will flex with their Gucci belts?
guys will
the
just flex on
Versace
their on
shades.
their on
we
their,
we
on their
flex with our
PlayStation.
PSs. Like
Yeah,
how many
no.
guys have been posting their PS5s?
Dude,
That's crazy.
I saw Kevin not do an
man.
interview. He had his PS5 in the background. It wasn't even plugged in. He just wanted us to know
That he got
that
it.
he has a PS5. And I won't lie, when I saw that, I was like,
Flex.
that does look kind of nice.
That's a flex.
I like that body.
I like it.
It's a nice
That's a
slick-
flex now.
Yeah, I know it really is. I feel bad for dudes, and I'm just gonna sound so controversial. I feel really bad for dudes who've been like good boyfriends for the last like 8 years. Whenever your girlfriend wants to go out to dinner, you take her out to dinner.
I mean, if you want to do receipts, man, if you put them all together.
Vacations, whenever that's needed, hair being paid for, all that stuff. And you're just being a guy that provides and helps make the situation go. And then once every 8 years, you ask for one thing and you still haven't gotten it. Yeah.
How
That's
does it feel now winning that Boyfriend of the Year award?
Yeah, I don't know.
I bet you don't feel so good now.
I don't know if that's a partnership. It doesn't feel like one. Once in 8 years, you can't get me a PS4. We were in Dubai last week. So anyway, talking about all that Black
crazy.
Friday stuff, I also didn't buy anything. I'm mad broke. I don't have money. Like I think I might have negative money. Like I might need to raise money just to be broke.
Oh.
That's what negative money means. It means I can't even, if someone wanted to give me bread for free, I'd be like, sorry, I can't take it, it's too expensive. Because I have negative money. But also I didn't buy anything during Black. I don't go into Black Friday anyway. It's not my vibe. Especially during COVID. Are you kidding me?
I don't like Black Friday. I don't know if it's just me, but like it just feels like Black Friday has that thing of, it's like forceful spending.
And also it's pervasive.
Yeah.
It's gross. Like it's like capitalism's way of just getting as much out of you as humanly possible.
Right.
But honestly,
Even when you don't have it.
right, but by selling you products at a price that they should have charged at the beginning.
And that's the original price.
Right,
You'll
like-
probably find that's probably even double the original
Yeah,
price.
like they're still making
Or
profits
triple.
on Black Friday, guys, which means what you are paying for it usually is so extensively highly marked up that
Yeah.
they're showing you how much things should cost on Black Friday. And then that's when they make you feel like you're getting a deal. They're still making mad money. Otherwise, they wouldn't do this on this day. It's very gross. I'm not going to lie.
It's,
I don't like it.
nah, I just don't like that peer pressure mentality behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
There really is. Like, it's Black Friday. Did you not buy anything?
And this is what you say when
crazy.
you're broke and can't take part in Black Friday. Moving on. Coming with all these excuses why we don't have
Broke
money.
niggas.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the science of Black Friday, just because we're broke, we're
No,
trying
it's
to
just,
get
we're really broke. We're just trying to be deep
But,
right
but
now.
in all honesty, is it true that firstly, do you guys know how Black Friday came about?
That's not true. I know what you're going to talk about. That's not true. The whole selling slaves on off price thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not true. I did a thing with him.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they said.
Like, that's really.
so the
like
way-
I'm hearing that in my brain's going, wow.
So no, the way the rumor started was apparently they were selling slaves. I don't want to smile and laugh because it's about slavery,
So
but they
dark.
were selling slaves at like half price on a particular day. So they'd have a day where a slave might be 50 cents, and then on this day they'd have them for like 25 cents, and they'd call it Black Friday because they were moving
Black
black
slaves.
things on Friday. And so that's why they called it black. That's the rumor. It came out in 2011. That's when the article was written. It's not true. Black Friday happens because in economics, what happens is during the year, most companies are working at a loss. So all of their bookkeeping is done in the red. So it's red ink that you write all of your information. And then around November, that's when they hit the profit margin. Or at least they break even, and that's when they go from red to black. And then when they're in a major profit margin, they go from black to blue. So it's called Black Friday because they want to remove most of their stock as soon as possible, because now they know they're in a major profit margin, and they go from writing all of their expenditure plus profit margins in red ink to black ink. And there's articles about it. Like you can find the first journalist to use the phrase Black Friday. He used it because I'm trying to remember what the reason was, but like there are other reasons how it actually flourished and became what it was. But the slave thing, no. I heard about that though. I heard about it and look, it sounds like
Hey,
it's something they would have done, right?
My conspiratorial mind wanted
Yeah.
to believe that.
It sounds
You know,
like they could have done it.
I would, you know me.
Conspiratorial as hell.
I'd jump to that. Like, I'd be on some, yeah, you right, brother.
If you think
Like,
about
you
it,
right, brother. If
why
you
would they
think
call
about it.
Why would they call it Black Friday? PlayStation 5 is white.
Yeah.
It's Black Friday because
I'm just trying to warn the brother.
Black man.
I'm
Like,
just trying to warn the brother.
initially, I thought I was so dumb. I thought they called it Black Friday because they'll make things so ridiculously cheap that even black people can afford to buy.
Man, I wish
in
that was the
abundance.
reason.
I mean, jeez, bro.
Maybe, man.
I mean, when you say it like that, it kind of feels like, you know,
'Cause
there's
I
an
mean-
element of truth to it.
You know what sucks about being black sometimes is all of this sounds like something that they would have done to us. Like the half price slave thing sounds possible. This whole let's drop the price so that these niggas can buy sounds possible. We've been abused for so long that any really sad reason to call this Black Friday doesn't sound far-fetched. It sounds like, yeah,
It's
they
ironic,
did
though.
do that to us.
It sucks, I just find it funny because we're literally arguing possibilities here.
Yeah.
Nothing factual.
No,
It's just
The
possibilities.
only thing that's factual is I researched this thing extensively,
But
but it
it-
is about economics, just the red pen and the black pen. Yeah.
In any case, if any of the audience know how really Black Friday came about.
I'm telling you how it started.
Conspiracies are
I
welcome.
don't trust
Except me,
Pendu.
except what I'm saying.
I feel
I
like
don't trust
conspiracies
this
are
guy.
welcome.
Believe
No,
me.
I've heard his version. I've heard his
General's
version.
not buying it.
I've heard the economic version.
If
of
you
it.
have another
Wait.
version that's more conspiratorial, please.
A little bit more fun than some dudes just
Drop it in the
changing
comment
their
section.
journals. Drop it in the Actually, let's do that. If you've got your own real reason why you think Black Friday started, please put it in the comment section. I'd love to hear your crazy ideas on why this is called Black Friday. But yeah, moving on from Black Friday, it's a bit dark. We actually lost 2 footballers this week.
Sure.
Maradona passed away, and general player's name. keep forgetting it.
Anele.
Anele passed away. I'm just
Is
going
it
to
Ngcongca?
names. Yeah,
Is it
Ngcongca.
Ngcongca.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ngcongca.
Anele Ngcongca.
Anele Ngcongca is actually going to take part in our fake news section a little bit, but it was a bit of a sad week. Maradona was a great football player. Like, I think you mentioned that the British press as being British, and they're taking the
Shots.
piss.
Why do people take shots at people when they're gone, bro?
Cause,
Why don't you just do that when they're here?
Because a corpse can't punch back. That's that's basically
that's-
it. Like, it's easier to talk crap about someone that can't defend themselves anymore.
True.
And the British are, like, particularly disgusting when it comes to, like, even now.
Smear campaigns.
Smear campaigns.
But I
They
just
go
don't
all
understand it.
in.
Like, what do you gain by doing it?
I don't know, man.
It's
Just-
so petty, bro.
Look, if a dude, like, beat your country in a World Cup by smacking the ball into the hoop with his hand, like it's basketball, into the goalpost with his hand.
Now we know what sport you like.
Yeah, right? you also would feel some type of way. So England just feels some type of way.
But dude, how long ago was that?
I mean,
It's like 30, 40 years ago.
Look,
Man, actually more, actually.
yeah, like way out. It's a very, very long
Yeah,
time
like
ago.
50 maybe?
No, 40 maybe. I don't know. Maradona isn't
40.
70. How old is Maradona?
He
We need to.
was 60 maybe?
He was either 55 or 87 years old. That man looked like he was 3 generations at once. One moment he's looking healthy, the next is looking like, ooh.
It's just like we just got his drug schedule.
Yeah, exactly.
We got his drug schedule by how
yeah,
he
his
looked.
party and drug schedule.
We're like, oh,
was just
so
party animal.
today
of
must be
note.
Party Friday. Okay,
Of note.
we see it.
But Ngcongca also passing away, very sad in a car accident. And just quite kind of a tough week in that respect. So rest in peace. I didn't do this last time either. I was talking about them, but didn't say rest in peace. Rest in peace to these people that have lost their lives, and to their families, condolences. And good luck to just be careful on the road, guys. Make sure that you're driving safely. You're more likely to die on the road in this country, at least in the last couple of years, than even from murder.
Oh man, that's 2 people in the last.
Oh, Maradona was
Yeah.
60 by the
Oh,
way.
he was 60 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But
But
isn't
yeah,
that Gnimbi guy also? Gnimbi.
Oh yeah, Gnimbi, he smashed his car into a wall, I think, or into another car.
But
going
that's
at
a car
60.
accident.
Yeah, another car accident. So
So the roads. are
yeah,
lit.
roads are dangerous, guys.
Roads
Roads
are
are
lit
very
now.
dangerous, so just be careful.
And especially with the festive.
Yeah, exactly, especially with the festival.
Especially.
So yeah, no, that's the other thing that I want to talk to you about. But now we're just gonna move on, right? Oh no, before I move on,
Fake news.
did you watch the boxing fight? Mike Tyson and
I loved
and
Snoop's
Roy.
commentary on that, man.
Snoop Dogg needs to get
Snoop
paid
was like,
all the money.
he was like, these 2 look like my uncles fighting at the family barbecue.
Right? There's a part where
Oh,
he was
man.
they were punching Roy in the ribs, and Snoop Dogg like comes out straight and is like, "Get those ribs out of the barbecue! Get those ribs out the barbecue!" I was like, "That is amazing." I think Snoop sat down with a list of catchphrases and quotes and just read them out. Otherwise,
I think he should trend the way Drake trends when he
yeah,
drops
the
a
Raptors
quote.
games and stuff.
Yeah.
No, Snoop was the winner that night. Like
That's
Nate
fine.
Robinson was the loser, but Snoop Dogg was definitely the winner that night. But yeah,
Yeah, the
good
NBA
fights.
caught an L,
Yeah, the whole league
a
caught
big
an
L,
L.
because now the whole league looks like it's got a bunch of tall guys
Who don't know how to fight.
Don't know how to fight.
Exactly.
And get beaten up by YouTubers.
Exactly.
YouTubers, it's a good time to be.
22-year-old
You know.
YouTubers on top of that. Not even the big brother, the baby brother beat you up. It's embarrassing.
He knocked you
It's
out.
mad embarrassing. But anyway, now to fake news. Fake news number 1, but this is the main one I'm going to talk about. Ngcongca, same thing we spoke about just now. There's been a video circulating of his of a car accident, white BMW, and everyone's saying that it was him. It's not him. Unfortunately, it was not him. It was another car accident. And the family is actually asking people to stop sharing and saying that that's him. Because while they're trying to cope with the loss of their loved ones, they're being bombarded with all this fake information that this accident was actually someone that they know and love.
That just hearing that is just hard. It's heartbreaking.
It's sad, right?
Because I just don't understand, like, ungenapi.
Yeah. And on
Like,
top
you
of
want to
that,
break that news.
and you know what it is?
And-
You know what it is? South Africans have this really, really weird desire to see. Like, we're suckers for seeing. And like when someone
For
dies,
us, seeing is believing.
right? When someone dies, it means more if you can see the wreckage, if you can see the body, if you can see the corpse. It's one of those things. Like you'll see people on social media posting violent videos.
But I just don't like that, because like we're dehumanizing ourselves.
Yeah,
We don't like. I don't care what you say. I just feel like people are taking this matter lightly and saying like, "Oh, you guys are so sensitive. You're in a sensitive generation."
Yeah.
Well, fair enough. But humanity, there's a reason why it's called humanity.
Mhm.
Do you get what I mean?
Humane.
You
Yeah, we need to be
value
humane.
human life. It's
Yeah.
being humane.
Yeah.
So now this whole thing of like people wanting to post something like a wreckage and actually
Yeah.
seeing a dead corpse, like,
Yeah.
dude, where's the humanity in that? Where's the integrity in that? Where's the honor in that?
You're
Like,
trying to get shock value, man. They're not thinking about integrity. They're thinking
yeah,
about
so now
getting you
shock
to kill.
value comes at what cost?
Hmm.
It's coming at your humanity's cost.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
That's crazy. Like,
That is true.
That's just a challenge to those guys that want to be the ones that break the news and have the photo.
Yeah.
Like,
Why
I
are
get
you
it.
doing
I get
this?
it. People need to know,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think, like, ask yourself, how much do they need to know, and is it really worth sacrificing a little piece of yourself just so everyone can know to, like, give you some notoriety and be
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what, you broke the news. Oh my guy, you
Look.
Come
I
on.
think General spoke about this before. There is an economy on Twitter of people who just tweet for a living, and they can't break the news because they don't have journalists and the ability to kind of research themselves. So being able to post about something is how they get clout. And the best way to move anything is being able to post an image or video about something. That's how everything works, man. Car accidents are hard to look away from because human beings have this innate belief of seeing. We like to see things. We just want to make sure we're watching a car wreck. We can't really feel bad about, like if I said 1 million people died in Australia, which didn't happen, it's not as bad as if I showed you
And
3
then a
people
million people
burning to
died.
death.
But here's
You know
my
what I mean?
thing.
Like if you're seeing 3 people burning to death, it like, it hits you.
True.
You're crying and you're,
And I hear you, but like,
It's
okay,
not
but we're
rockers.
doing this in the context of fake news, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Then
so
that's-
because you're aware of the fact that we just are naturally drawn to tragic events.
Yeah.
So now you want to post something that isn't necessarily true.
Yeah.
Just so you can gain that attention.
Look.
That's where I'm saying the humanity suffers. I guess when you want to try and raise that awareness,
Yeah.
it makes sense to do something like that. But like to lie
Yeah.
and then give us a photo that's not even the actual wreckage.
Yeah. What happened? Oh. So yeah, man, that's the sad thing about spreading fake news, the way that it's been spreading. And again, all I can say about it is, guys, just be vigilant, man. Like, not everything on Facebook is real. Not everything on Twitter or Instagram is real. You know this. Like, if
Yeah.
people can put filters on their face, they can do something similar to the news. Don't ever share an Instagram or a Twitter post as though it's the news unless it comes from an actual organization. I know people don't like the news. I get that. Maybe some of the guys I'm in this room with don't like the news. But the one thing the news very rarely does is make shit up. Like, they might report on something badly. They might sway something from one direction to the other, but it's very seldom. It happens where you go on the news and you go, that didn't happen at all, and now the news has to redact their statement. And I'm talking about all the news channels, by the way, CNN and Fox, although they hate each other. Very rarely are they going to post something that didn't happen. You know who will do that? Some nigga named Sipo on Twitter. Some guy named Ngcongca, or whoever the case is, or some girl named
guess it's
Susan.
just-
Just don't trust people.
We just like a personal touch to news, I guess. But hey,
Like, yeah, but
it is what it is.
But there's a reason why the news shouldn't have personal touch, is because if anyone could do it, then anyone would do it. But not everyone can do it. We need it done properly.
True.
But anyway, moving on to the next thing, we're going to be talking about xenophobia. I don't know why I said that in such a chipper.
You thinking about Dragon Ball Super? You
Yeah,
need to
I was thinking about
slow
Zeno.
down.
I need to calm down.
You need to slow
I need
down
to
on that
calm
episode.
the hell down.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm talking about xenophobia. It's been a crazy month, 2 months, especially in Durban. A lot of xenophobic attacks have been popping up. Foreign nationals have been getting attacked quite frequently by people in Durban and all over KZN because of, the normal hits, man. Listen to the song again, put the aux cable in, push play, listen to the track. Same thing. They're coming in, we're stealing our jobs. We sound like Americans talking about Mexicans, by the way. They're coming in, they're stealing our jobs. We don't have opportunity.
Make South
we're
Africa
poor,
great again.
Make South Africa great again. Make South African for South Africans again. Blah blah blah. That's the talk. And I wanted to get from you guys what you guys think. That's from you, Mvu, and the journal is available from General too. But you first, dude. What do you think about all this? I mean, this influx of xenophobic attacks. Almost like they're becoming like choice assorted. Like every year, you expect them to rock up.
Like Black Friday.
Yeah,
Black Friday.
like they're like Black Friday. Exactly.
Why am I saying Brack?
Yeah,
What's going on?
Because it's late. But like they're becoming like choice assorted, but not like the parts that you like. It's like, you know, those cookies that you could get from like the store, the toppers. They're the toppers of choice assorted. Like they're gonna come through every year, but I'm gonna skip those. So what do you think, bro?
To be quite honest, man, I've never been a fan of xenophobia, and I don't want to just sound like a typical top 8%er and be on some guys love, not war.
Yeah.
No, it's just the thing about it that I don't understand is like, I mean, if we're gonna argue the premise of Uti, like people steal jobs from us, like yo, you're not from this country, you're stealing my job.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing about it is cool if you're gonna push that sentiment, why not push it equally to all foreigners?
Mm-hmm.
Because it seems like there's only one particular foreign group that seems to keep experiencing this, right? And I get it. Generally, the jobs that are being taken at the lower levels, and you won't necessarily find those foreigners there. But you still finding... But my thing is, the logic behind it is, which one of the people that actually loot the stores were actually going to go and start the store up? Because I mean, that space had been there.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm,
so it's that kind of thing. So if you're gonna loot, like especially with the looting situation, and I'm not inciting.
Loot with the business plan. You loot with this hand, and then you have your proposal.
Right, and be like,
for what
hey,
give me
my job.
It's going, Pasha, by the way, this is what I actually proposed.
Yeah.
But that's not what's happening.
Yeah, no. And that's the thing. And for me, it's like, and I don't want to incite this, by the way, just before I come across, like, I'm like, hey, loot.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're gonna be discriminatory on a broader, or discriminate rather.
Don't argue foreigners and then leave most foreigners.
Do you get what I mean?
And pick the
because
ones you can pick
the
up.
reality of the situation is, and there's a part of me that's like, I don't want to step on my fellow South Africans' toes.
No, just
but
be
at
honest.
the same
Right
time,
now.
this is honesty, man. Mm-hmm. Black South Africans, because generally that's the population that's going through this. So that's the populace that's really going through all of these xenophobic attacks.
Yeah.
Or doing them.
Yeah.
What's funny is we are actually instigating the same sort of violence and the same sort of prejudice that was instigated on us by white people. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like, what, are you racist to your own race? Mm-hmm. You're talking about foreigners, but you're only targeting one group of foreigners.
You know what's really silly about the foreigner argument is like those borders aren't even real. Like, imagine enforcing someone else's border to the point where you're willing to kill someone else because a European drew a line that said that's Zimbabwe, and you believe it so much so that you're willing to kill a dude on the other side of the line.
Imagine.
How captured
Imagine that.
must you be to be fighting European lines, fighting based on European lines? That's that for me is the part that breaks my heart.
For me,
it isn't real.
For me, it excites the conspiracist in me, because it's just like, oh wow, looks like their social experiment worked.
Oh, you know what they were doing? Oh, yeah, no. Look,
right?
Look, well
like
done.
Condition them through many generations over and over and over.
Yeah,
so eventually they kill themselves so that we don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, we have to do it ourselves.
And
anymore.
literally we're
These
doing it for
people at the
them.
bottom of the continent really think they live in a place called South Africa. Holy crap, it worked.
Yeah, oppress them so much and get them to oppress each other.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Let's get them to fight for lines and borders that we created to separate them from their own families.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine Germany built the Berlin Wall, and East and West Germany started to fight to keep those walls together.
Imagine that.
Like the moment, 1988, I think that's when the wall came down, the Germans dropped the wall down. The moment the Soviets moved away, the German people pulled down those walls. In this country, we're putting so much emphasis on specifically keeping those walls up. It's weird.
We want to be segregated from our
We
people.
do. We need
I
to admit
don't
it.
get that.
We need to admit
Like,
it. South Africans like being
But
South Africans.
which is why I feel like we're like a petri dish for like social experiments.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
South Africa just feels like that place where like, okay, let's see something, let's test it. Okay, cool. Works.
Yeah.
Right. Conditioning done.
It worked there. Let's
send it.
go to someone else. Exactly.
And that's
It's
how it
sad,
feels.
man. It's sad. General, what is your thoughts on the whole xenophobic attacks? I mean, no one here is going to be like, you know what? Let's
So
keep moving.
old.
So old.
It's boring.
Yeah.
It really
I'm
is.
tired of it. I think we need to move on.
Mm.
Find a different struggle and find something else to fight on or fight for. This whole thing of just attacking people because they're foreigners. I mean, there's a lot of foreigners.
Attack them too.
Be equal.
Yeah, be equal. Like what
Yeah.
you were saying.
Let's just
You
share
be
the ass
equal.
whooping.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Just distribute
it-
your
it-
hands.
Since we want to talk about
And-
redistributing
Yeah.
our economy.
Yeah.
Expropriate these hands.
anyone that thinks
Everyone
we
can
should
get
beat
this.
up people
Yeah.
that are not from here, make it equal.
Yeah, go to the Chinese people too.
But then again,
because you're scared.
like I said,
Because you think they all can
Bruce
do.
Lee and
Yeah, I
Red
think they're
Blood.
all Bruce Lee because you're racist.
yeah. But then, like I said in the last episode, don't use me to fight your own battles. Like you beating up a foreign national or white, Indian, colored,
guys
whatever
discriminate
you
for us.
discriminate against, it's not gonna help me.
Yeah, don't be like I'm doing it for South Africans.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. This movement is called, I think it's
South Africa first.
South Africa First movement, which I mean, it's an online platform movement. It's been getting a lot of traction, but you don't see them coming out to condemn these things.
See,
and
what are the ideologies behind this South Africa First thing?
picking South
If
Africa.
I
it's
just think it's
us
in the
beating
name.
up people, then no, I'm not there.
Yeah.
But if it's us, making South Africa better, coming up with great ideas that could make us a better country.
Look, I don't want to have this conversation also in a bubble. I don't want to have this in a, because I mean, we're no one here is. Well, I mean, we said we're broke in the first segment, but none of us are going to sleep in the curve outside. No one's
Right.
going. No one's going to go
Right.
sleep outside. I don't want to have that conversation in that bubble. The truth of the matter is, there's another version of this conversation that's important. There is a problem, specifically with the influx of people coming from outside into this country.
Yeah.
And it does two things. One, it lowers the value of work by the number of individuals doing that specific job. And secondly, it takes a country that's already dealing with issues, major issues of unemployment, and kind of increasing the pool of people that might not be employed. Prime example on the dropping of assets thing is,
Yeah.
if you know you're working as, I'm going to use an example as, I hate saying the word maid because I'm not white, but it's in English, we're talking English, so I'll just say, if you know you're a maid and you could be getting paid 5,000 Rand, 6,000 Rand a month for the work that you're doing, the only people usually willing to take 2,000 Rand, 1,000 Rand are foreign nationals. Already, it's hard for them to identify themselves and also fight for representation because in instances where they're not here legally, it's almost like take it or leave it kind of a situation.
Yeah.
But when people get into the space of hiring people who are desperate for money, it means that the entire influx of people that could be getting maybe 6,000, 7,000 Rand a month for doing that job have to settle for 12, 2,000, 1,000 because that lady in the corner, she accepted 1,000. It drops down how much you could make in a particular industry by not only having people
Because
get
people that
lowballed.
come here are desperate, so then
Yeah.
they lower that value.
People forget being South African means you are protected, right? You're protected by the labor law associations and our legislation from being abused. But the moment you don't have South African citizenship, some of those labor laws don't really apply to you, and therefore you can be abused. And in that abuse means you lowball everyone else who's trying to make money. That kills the economy. The second issue with this topic is if you have too many people doing the same thing, the amount of money you can make doing that thing depletes also. Well, I'm not going to pay you 10,000 Rand to do a job that 10 people could do for 5,000 Rand. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just
So
not doing
true.
that. So it is a problem. It does need to be addressed. The problem is those in charge of moving this forward aren't really thinking of it in a way that's going to help things move forward. They're just kicking dudes out of their house. That's how they see it. You know who was actually leading this protest? The one that happened this week. It was MK, which is the NC's former military wing, and homeless people. I'm not joking. Like, it was the MK Veteran Association and homeless people came together like a weird fusion half from Dragon Ball Z and started attacking foreign nationals. And I would have never expected those two parties to come together, but that's the problem.
What's interesting about what you just said was I was literally gonna say, okay, well, let's look at who could potentially
Put the mic
be
by your mouth, yeah?
who could potentially be like attributed or held accountable for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about foreign nationals coming into the country, taking up the space or devaluing workers or the labor force just by their presence alone, right? So that for me makes me think of, okay, cool. So how do you regulate that? Because that's the first question that comes into mind. Because the regulation of it's important because of the value either dropping or increasing. So it means that people actually have to come in the country and be registered people. And then in them being registered, they get protected by our laws, be it be like a specific segment or portion of the law that's really for foreign nationals, or it could be under some like foreign South African act or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. Like,
Right.
give these people some kind of right so that they don't actually end up devaluing certain industries and things like that.
Right.
That
So
could
now
be a fix.
with that whole
You know what else would be a benefit with that?
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Like when it comes to regulation, I think that shit, my mind is on this point across. In terms of dealing with God,
You could mime it. Just mime it like Mr. Mime from Pokemon.
doesn't matter.
Just
I won't say it.
sign language.
In any case, okay, no, yeah. I guess I'm not supposed to say that.
The universe cut you off. They were too afraid of what you were going to say.
You better drop a bomb.
You're going to get the podcast cut through after episode 2. Thank you, universe. Thank you, whoever that was. General's always getting us in trouble.
Dude.
But yeah, you're right. You're 100% right about
No,
that.
but that's the thing. But now it's funny because I always used to ask this question when I was riding in when I was riding in a taxi and I was like going past Home Affairs.
Mm-hmm.
This one question popped in my head and I was like, why is Home Affairs always full?
Yeah.
Like, do we not all have our IDs? Do we not all have our
No,
drivers?
some of us get robbed. Like,
No, but besides that, but like really, like the lines are ridiculous. And I was just like, yo, and
and
most
their efficiency is terrible.
right, and it's like most of the people that are there, and then that's exactly my next point. Is the thing that came to mind was, okay, cool. So clearly, the resources that the government's actually putting into those places, it's not enough. Because when you get into Home Affairs, you can also have you ever been inside?
I have.
Like they equipment, or let me just say like they
It looks like
computers and things.
It looks like you're in Home Affairs from like 1987.
yeah, it feels like I stepped into a hot tub time
Yeah,
machine.
time machine, and then when you go
And I
outside,
went
you go,
back.
It's 2020 again.
I literally feel like if I walk out, I'm gonna see a sign that says "Blacks Only." It really just every time I go inside and I come out, I really feel like I'm literally gonna be like on.
Yeah,
yo.
no, it is crazy.
So it's heavy.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know what that one says, so we don't feel as bad.
You know.
No, you're right. Look, they're not gonna look. You're right. I like that idea. I'm not gonna.
So it's about where are taxpayers'
Taxpayers' money.
English? Where are taxpayers' money going?
Yeah.
Like why does it feel like where we're having this issue of xenophobia, and it's a social injustice that's constantly, it has like this moment where it keeps coming back, and
Yeah.
every time it comes back, people are always saying the same thing.
And it's gonna keep coming back.
And really, as a country, we're becoming the definition of insanity because people are killing foreigners every single time. It's not changing anything.
Yeah.
Tell me now, has xenophobia changed anything in the last, it first started in
Apparently
2008?
got worse.
Exactly. So, like, people need to start asking themselves that now. So, if that's the case,
But that's because they're not leaving.
no,
It isn't working. They're not
it's
leaving. It would have worked, but they keep staying. We need to hit them harder.
Nah,
That's what they're gonna say. People are gonna be like,
yeah,
well, we're trying,
they
but
could
they're not
say
going
that.
anywhere.
They could say that, but I mean, how many times did the foreigners actually like back away after they got smacked?
They did. And in those times, things were good, and now they're back.
How would things look?
What I'm trying to get across is, if you want to make foreigners being here the problem, you'll find a reason why that's the problem, even if we move them away and prove that it's not.
But then, what about a reason that we actually haven't looked into? Like the one thing I've
South
never
Africans
seen.
don't know how to think about new ideas.
No, but
That's not who we are.
by the
We
way,
don't have the time to evolve.
I'm patriotic. I'm not gonna support this guy. Anyway,
No, it's just what we do.
no, it's true.
Like for
But
the longest time.
what I'm gonna say
You got
is,
money.
I have
Where's your snake? It's just that's just who we are. We're old idea people, bro. Like we don't move on to new things.
I
Which continue.
haven't actually. Okay, for me, maybe it has happened, and maybe this is a tribute to my own ignorance, right? And I stand saying that. I haven't seen a protest that actually is towards the government in how inefficient they are in certain sectors that they could have, or in certain aspects that they should have developed.
Well,
Like,
that's-
for example, the Home Affairs and regulating. Like xenophobic attacks should be xenophobic strikes.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like marches
yeah,
to
yeah,
Home
yeah.
Affairs and things like that. That's how I see it.
Yeah, you're right. But then the problem
Because that
is,
makes sense. Because like if you're thinking about a practical way of moving forward, I mean, like I said, I don't want to incite violence, but at the same time, I can get like, okay, for those people that feel like they need to throw hands, then throw hands. Because I mean, in some instances, I've heard stories where like the foreigners are actually perpetrators in certain crimes.
We're also not mentioning that there is a
Yeah.
large issue in this country in particular with people from certain areas being largely involved in things like human trafficking.
Exactly.
And it's not a stereotype, man. We've got the stats, we've got the numbers of it. It does happen quite frequently, not all the time, but there are instances where certain nationals from certain countries, and here's to prove my point. Do you know exactly what country I'm talking about? That's how in our face this is. I don't even have to say what specific country is known for human trafficking. You know who I'm talking about. In those instances, we do have issues like that. But here's my problem. They never hit those guys.
They never hit them directly.
I've never
South
seen the
Africans low-key
dude.
are cowards,
I've never
bro.
seen the dude who's supposed to be doing the trafficking catch hands. There's a
Never.
trafficker there. Where are the Somalians? Now we're beating up Somalians. There's the traffickers there.
Where
Where
the
are the
Nigerians?
Like they don't go to the people.
It's
that
like
they're-
we're trying to
not even the people. That specific person.
Do you know what I equate that to?
What?
I equate that to, you know, when people are like, you subtweeting.
Yeah, they're subtweeting.
We're,
Yeah,
we're subtweeting by beating up everybody else that's
exactly.
a foreign
And
national
hit
that's
him,
not doing anything
and
wrong.
hit him and stare at the guy.
And then you're like, yeah, you see that?
You know what it's like?
That's how I feel.
You know what it's
But
like?
you're not
It's-
going to do anything.
It's like me beating your boy and staring at you and being like, if you don't stop next week, this is gonna.
I'm
be
going to
you.
beat your boy
This is gonna
again.
be you. Like I'm just.
No, but with us,
But I'm
with South
staring.
Africans, it's like,
Can
you
I
see,
can
it's
I
gonna be
tell you
again.
a weird story about this whole thing?
Yay! Story time. Let's go.
It's that most of these things that these foreign nationals come in and do here,
Mm-hmm.
it's facilitated by South Africans.
Yeah, of course. And South Africans do them
They
too.
cannot find a place to operate without a South African
Exactly.
And then
allowing
because
them.
that's South Africans trying to make money,
Yeah.
they go, you know what?
No,
Let's
look, you're
do
right.
business.
You're right. You're right. Instead of dealing with the fact that people can thrive doing evil things here, we don't want them to do evil things. Dude, if your soil is ripe for evil, someone's gonna plant an evil seed and it's gonna grow an evil tree.
If you want to do any evil, do it through us.
Yeah,
Don't
because you'll
come
succeed.
do it yourself.
Because you'll succeed. Don't do it in
But
your
now,
home country.
but now you guys are talking a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
It's not even just a South African problem. This is a human problem. Accountability.
Yeah.
We'll never, like, that's a pandemic on its own.
But the fact that people, what General is saying is, okay, let's say you want to get into the money laundering, open up a fake church, sell fake holy water stick. Not going to really work where you come from. That's why these guys come here. Yeah. We have an environment
that's
that's ripe for insanity.
We've got rich
It's
soil
ready.
here
We're
for
almost
all
like
kinds of things.
It's
It's
just
ready. Tomorrow morning, I can start a church at my house.
Yeah.
And if I have somebody to stand there and run the church and
then
make
someone
all
in
these
come
weird
in and
promises.
say, yeah, it's gonna work. You can easily do things like that. You can get into all kinds of really insane things here
Oh,
because
South Africa, what
we're
a
kind
tender
of ripe.
country we are.
We said this last week. We're dupable people.
yeah,
We're dupable.
once
That's just-
once again,
once again,
evidence that proves.
we're dupable. But anyway, we have to move. We have to move on now. Moving on to the next story, the British Museum. We didn't talk about this last week. We were supposed to.
Yeah, very.
gonna blow past
It goes hand in hand with the xenophobia.
It does. It
and
does. Which is proof that Africans are really, really bad at dealing with the main problem. Specifically, that problem doesn't have melanin.
It
Like-
really doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like, it's like you see someone else do something wrong,
Yeah.
and you go, stupid.
Yeah.
You're smacking yourself, though.
Yeah, exactly. Prime example.
It's crazy.
The British Museum. So it's just come out. Well, it's been investigated for decades now that the British Museum is not completely, but pretty much full of stolen African artifacts. I said this in the last time. When the Europeans, the British in particular, came for one of their away games back in the back in colonial times, they came for an away match. They rocked up in all kinds of African countries and they devastated villages, killed, pillaged, raped. We know what they do when they go on these away games. And one of the things that they did is they stole a lot of art. And the British Museum is one of the most prestigious museums in the world. And they've collected art from all over the world. Some of it has been bought. A lot of it has been bought. But specifically when it comes to Africa,
nothing.
there's an issue. Now I'm going to talk about one specific issue. West Nigeria, Benin. Back in the day, they invaded, as they did, during their away game. And this is like Shaq and Kobe Lakers. They were on fire. You couldn't stop them. They were all over the place. And
1-2 punch.
1-2 punch, knock you out. And during their away game, they came through and destroyed a village and captured 4,000 sculptures from just the people that lived in the area. Those 4,000 sculptures went to Germany, Switzerland, the Netherlands, and England. The only country that specific kind of art could not be found was, guess where?
The place they took it from.
Nigeria. A journalist wrote about how the first time he saw that specific kind of art, the British charged him money to see it in their museum in their country. That's how outrageous and brave these people are. Now, so what's happened in the last 20 years? In the last 20 years, things have gotten a bit better, and I mean a bit better, where the royal family in Benin has come out and said, listen, you stole this from us, we want it back. And the British Museum has said, fine, guys, we'll give it back to you, it's fine, but we're borrowing it to you. So we're going to steal your thing, and borrow it back to you because we've had it for a long time. And I mean, it isn't really stealing. We weren't the ones that did it. I don't know if this sounds familiar, by the way. It sounds like exactly what's happening in this country with land. But anyway, but like they kind of went through the whole spiel of, look, finders keepers, losers weepers, kind of.
You know,
like
you know what I'm hearing.
What?
I'm hearing. Okay, these people first came here, and they found these people making the sculptures here. And
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's nice. I like that. How you made that? Okay, that's nice. Went home, came back, took the guy that made the sculpture, took him to Europe, turned him to a slave.
Yeah, 100%.
And that was not enough. Came back.
It's like, we just take the sculptures too.
Let me take the sculptures.
Let me take the sculptures too.
Like they just couldn't stop taking.
I'm gonna wrap it up. Let's put all this in a black man bag. Let's go. Plastic or something. That's basically.
I'll take you and your history.
Exactly. You can't make the sculpture anymore because the guy that made the sculpture, we sold him off to the States or to the Jamaican islands or wherever the case might be.
We probably chopped off his hand.
Exactly, to keep him from making more sculptures, to increase the value of the sculptures that we do have.
Exactly.
It's one of those things that happened, and it sucks because like it does seem like the Nigerians are accepting just borrowing what belongs to them.
And then again, how are you going to fight a superpower like England?
You don't fight them. You just don't give it back. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm proposing.
Yeah,
fine,
but they have
fine.
major influence in the UN.
No,
You're really trying to have
not
those
really.
people come in?
Not in this instance. Africa has no idea how scared predominantly white countries are to look like the bad guy right now.
Yeah.
Donald Trump's gone. So someone has to be the bad guy again. And everyone's freaking out that it could be them. They're all panicking, right? It doesn't look like it's the States. The Germans are doing fine. The Australians are fine. Everyone's been a good boy and girl, right? If the Nigerians can get their sculptures back, keep them, and then just not give them back, England trying to force Nigeria to give back stolen goods is going to look insane. Americans would jump at the opportunity to be like, you're still colonizing. How dare you force the Nigeria? Everyone is going to pile on England and make them feel bad for wanting to get them back. Just don't give them back.
But my thing is, okay, cool, they don't want to look like bad people, but how many people actually report on this stuff?
Report on the fighting. We can. We have
can.
social media. We can tweet about this all day and be like, oh, England's trying to steal what they stole from the Nigerians, blah, blah, blah. If we can like all put on black
and do a petition.
DPs, right, for Black Lives Matter and blue wallpapers, and blue like DPs.
Black profile pictures.
Black profile pictures. We
black.
could easily tweet.
Man, you remember
give back
what
our statues
you
or whatever. You know what I mean? Have that trending for a minute. That's not hard for Twitter.
But once it goes down,
do you see how? Hey, bro, do you see how hardcore white people were? They came here, took our people, took our shit,
drew imaginary borders that we spoke about before.
and on top of that, then they left statues of themselves.
Oh yeah.
yo, that's crazy. It's like, yo, this is a reminder, by the way.
Yeah.
I did this.
This is who daddy is.
Like, I
Bye.
did
This is how I pillaged.
This is how I pillaged you. Just remember.
Oh,
this
but
is
like
this is my
specifically
land.
this area, this is where I was like, I like this place.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
I'm gonna stay here and watch.
White people did basically what Beyonce asked a man to do when he loves a woman, but instead of putting a ring on it, they put a name on it. That was like, I like it. It's called Rhodesia. I like it. It's called Lady Smith. Who's Smith? By the way,
knows who Lady Smith is.
Bro, and on top of that, you see how they spell the names that we gave to the places?
Bangeni is misspelled. Eskawini is also because it's Eskawini. And they're just like, whatever, niggas. And we pronounce it Eskawini knowing it's mispronounced. No, dude, certain level of like respect needed for being that good at mind control. Matuba. Where's the A? Where's the A? I don't know where the A is, dude. Matuba. Shlushlui. Oh, Shlushlui is the best.
And you know what's funny about the places you guys are mentioning? Like, especially like Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
We don't even stay there.
No.
Bro, but
We should probably change the pronunciation to what they
have
say.
you heard?
I mean, we do, but
have
like,
you heard how well I can say Vereniging?
Yay. But then ask them to say...
dude, that is
But then also
crazy.
the same
Actually,
thing.
when you put that, like,
Do you
that's
know
crazy.
who I used to be in high school? This is how I knew it was my name in class. Sipo, yes. Nduzi, yes. James, yes. That was me. I was that little step back and then be like, that's me. 3 syllables with the L and the O at the end. That's me.
I don't
was
understand that.
Penduldo for the longest time. Penduled. That's why I go by Pendu. That's why you guys know me, and because I was just tired.
Actually,
of
wait. I just want to
teaching.
do something real quick.
How many black people
Dude,
actually do that?
how many black people have nicknames?
Yeah. Yours,
Like
your
all
name
of
is
us.
Mvuisi,
Yeah.
but yours is
It's
Mvu.
Mvuisi, but like, okay, Actually, I'm gonna share the blame with all of you.
Yeah, I'm a dude.
Because that name is it's a closer name, right?
Oh, okay.
It's Mvuisi, it's Uvuya. Like it's
Yeah.
to
That's not
happy
gonna fly.
Jabulisa umuntu,
That's not
right?
gonna fly.
That's what it is,
Tell you
right?
right now.
So every time I've said it to a Zulu person, it's always be like Mvuise.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, there was no E, there was no O. It's Mvuisi. You know? Like that always
Mvuise, that's
Like
so
Mvui-
sexual.
like, bro, they be on that, bro. And I'm
So
just
why did your
like,
parents name you that? That's weird.
Count
Because they've
Mvuise
always-
sana.
it's actually
Oh goodness. But like, yeah.
And that's the crazy thing, because every time they said it, they had a weird look on their face. Like, did I just hear that right? Like, and I'm like, nigga, no, there's no E in my
Didn't
name.
hear it right.
So that's the thing. But like,
But in general,
my nickname was Mvu.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because, okay, I'm not even going to start with my English teachers. Like,
Yeah.
it was like Mvaisi. Like,
Yeah.
bro.
It's not even
bro.
trying.
Like, they say it
You
like
know-
how Siri says my name.
you know what
like,
really makes me angry? This is the number one thing for me, is that they can say Khabrand, but they can't say Khatib.
But we can say it.
No, but it's the ch sound. Oh, I can't say the ch sound. You can say Khabrand all day. And then the moment I'm like, that ch thing, but for Khatebe. Ratebe, Hadebe. No, say it like Khabrand.
Hadibe.
Hadebe. No.
Hadebe.
Hadebe.
Khabrand. But they'll just won't do it. But anyway.
Hey, buddy, this is if we want to live in a united South Africa, it starts with us you
Forcing
know.
people to say.
Exactly.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, if I can speak English so well, not so well, but like it's
As well as I can.
you can hear.
I heard someone make a joke and said we've got 9 provinces and 11 languages. 2 languages don't have a home. I wonder which ones those are. I wonder from the 11 which 2 languages don't have a home. And we're speaking it right now on this podcast, acting like we're revolutionaries. Having a
Oh, man. That's crazy.
Oh, it's crazy.
But
it's
like,
crazy.
but like that's the thing. Like it's this whole situation of like if you're gonna force somebody to say something,
Mm-hmm.
like for me it's why is the effort so minimal on the other end? It's that's crazy.
Because we require it to be minimal. If women did not care as much about getting married as they did, most men wouldn't get married. It's just one of those things that the other side needing you to step up
Yeah.
kind of gives you the incentive to step up. It's minimal because the moment they go, "Mpepe," I just go, "Pendu." I shut it down, right?
But
I don't give them. I don't make them.
I
sit
don't
there
even
and
see it as a
pronounce
South
my name
African
properly.
problem.
You know what other people do?
Yeah, what?
We allow it.
Yeah.
Like they would say Mpendulo, and you're like, yeah.
Yes.
You should, instead of saying no,
Like, no.
it's
No.
Mpendu.
Who that nigga? Mpendu.
Mpe. Make them go through the syllables. Like,
Mpe. Yeah. Not mape. No A.
Or maybe we should just challenge black people to be like, okay, mispronounce their names.
I know, but we're
No,
too fluent.
I'm personally gonna do it as a social
we want to
experiment.
Yeah.
we want to be fluent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
we
no,
did-
but
it-
no,
ain't
no,
no-
but like, what?
Ain't
is
no
it-
ways I wanna
So what are you
mess up
saying?
the
I'm
So,
not gonna mispronounce Chris.
So wait, are you saying?
Too easy.
So are you saying we as black people actually have an innate desire to want to be perfectionists in mastering other people's cultures?
Languages, yes, I think so. I think
Languages,
South Africans
yeah.
have the best English accents in the world. Like the British put F's where they're on F's. I was with my girl.
I was with my
Like,
girl.
It's
Yeah.
TH, it's with, nigga.
I was
Like-
with my girl in it.
Like, that's their language. South Africans have a, like someone said,
You know what's actually funny about the English thing? Just a quick like fact, by the way, is I read somewhere where it's like the way that they speak English or their English patterns is kind of like it's in line and with a mental disability, like how they speak.
oh yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's so it's kind of so it's like it's funny, like that's your
Bam,
language,
England.
but you can't even
we
speak it.
we brought it full circle. Talked about your museum, and now we're calling you mentally disabled.
Anyway,
Can't
anyway,
even speak
that's
your own
colonizer.
language properly.
anyways, we're almost out of time.
Oh
Jay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. But that was it. Just give back our statues. Like. Anyway, last thing I wanted to say before I walk away is talk about corruption. Sorry guys, it's just gonna be me in the camera. Corruption is pervasive in this country, but we're not going to fix it because we misunderstand what's happening. We think corruption in this country is a situation of people doing the wrong thing and people taking chances. But in actual fact, it's gotten so bad that it's actually become its own lifeline. It's a living, breathing organism. And you can't kill living, breathing organisms the way that we want to end corruption in this country. Here's a prime example. When something is living and it is breathing, like corruption is in this country, specifically in our lovely land of South Africa, the moment you try to get into it, invade it, you cut it. So like any other living organism or human being, the moment you cut it, what's the first thing that happens? Well, it clogs up. It fills in the holes, and white blood cells, yes, pun intended, come through and try to make sure that all of the things you're trying to get done cannot get done. The issue with trying to fix this country is there's a system and a structure built around corruption and how it works within the normal lives of the normal citizens. We, the people trying to solve corruption, aren't being seen as people trying to do good. Because corruption is a moving organism, we're a virus. And the body is well equipped to deal with viruses. It is not needed or wanted in the human body, and therefore, when it enters, things within the human body, whether it be antibodies, whether it be white blood cells and red blood cells, come together to specifically dismantle and destroy this virus. Understanding that means understanding how to best deal with corruption. We aren't living in a country of good people that are dealing with corruption. We're dealing with a country whose corruption is starting to become systemic. And as we like to joke and go on about systemic racism, and now fixing it will take a lot of work and a lot of effort, the same now needs to be said specifically about our corruption. It's too deep-rooted. It's got a system. It has a structure. There's a place for you to put your money in, sit back and watch it grow in the most corrupt way possible, and then there's the non-corrupt, very slow way of doing things. The corruption is the fast lane in this country. Everyone else is playing in the slow lane. You cannot expect the fast lane to be closed and then clog up the slow lane if you don't understand that the advantageous side of the fast lane is there to make everyone as rich as possible at the expense of everyone else. So, take some time. Ask yourself what you've gone through in your life. Ask yourself how you got your driver's license to start off with. Because most of us had to pay some damn body. And last time I checked, my mom and dad didn't have to pay anyone during a birthday to get their driver's license. And then understand that some of these people are going to convince you that corruption is, I don't know, a remnant of the old days. Something that's only come now to you young people, but was always there back in the day. Ignore that. As true as it might be, we've put people in charge to fix and not help perpetuate that idea, perpetuate those stereotypes, and perpetuate that kind of hurt. The government doesn't have money. It's our money. The Minister of Finance shouldn't be called the Minister of Finance. He should be called the Minister of our cash. Because it's our cash. But the more we waste our time pretending as though people we have put in charge of our money are in charge, that's how we end up in a space where we're dealing with a corrupt body, a corrupt system, instead of corrupt individuals. I'll see you guys next week. Boom. Done.